Hello learners, welcome to this SwayamPrabha channel 14. The course is on the module. This course is paper 4, 6 course 6. I'll talking about that information communication technologies in application in LIS. I am Professor Arun Kumar Chakraborty. I am the course coordinator of this course. But I'm also the SMEs, means subject matter expert for this particular topic, that is unit 32, that is resource sharing through network. In the other course, I have talked about the resource sharing. What is resource sharing? Now we are talking about the resource sharing through networks. So course is for the learners of MLIS for both Open University as well as the regular university course learners. So in the previous unit, what we did that this course is not only for the learners to get the credit course. It's apart from the credit course. If you are appearing for interview or if you are appearing for the NET or SET exams, you will be really able to get benefit of this. And even if you want to design of some kind of things and all, that also for helping in your library activity, this course will also help you to this video. So my friends, learners, I think this will help you to do this one. So in the previous unit you have been exposed to the various concepts of network and networking also. So as a result, you have gained knowledge relating to the functions of what you call functions and architecture topology of network, as also some issues relating to the what you call their applications. So you are provided with the background knowledge relating to the network communications. So in this present unit of 32 of resource sharing through network, let's make an effort to learn about resource sharing library networks. So after reading this unit, I hope you will be able to explain the concept of resource sharing and its need, purpose and objective. You can understand the nature, development and functions of library resource sharing networks. You can identify the basic requirements for the organizing of resource sharing networks and know the developments and functioning of the resource sharing library networks in India. So friends, so it is a demanding. Friends, what is that? Libraries have changed from stand-alone entities to the network organization, and from the collection based of, say, we can think about that it's a collection based to the necessary and from the physical extension of a electronic research, and virtual libraries and the services are moving from document based to the information based. You can see, because now anyone can get access to their library and information center wherever they are from their home. Even if they are in a foreign countries, they can access to your network and then get a, because the library as you did pumped up. So that is the important of aspects of a library. So it is a demanding situation for libraries when we talk about that information available is plenty and demand is very high. So it has to be fulfilled instantly and from the just in one collections. So it is there for that, if we call that, it is there here that the concept of the resource sharing has come into picture. Libraries share their resources, serve their user in an effective and efficient manner. So why service under the resource sharing is, you have to think that include the interlibrary loan, cooperative cataloging, cooperative collection development and joint storage materials. Why is interlibrary loan is required? Because no library can be a self-sufficient. They have to get the information from the other libraries. So they have, if you do not have a cooperative approach with the other libraries, you will not be able to serve the libraries. So that is why we have to be very, very careful on that. So what are the objectives? Networking and resource sharing are supplementary to each other. Networking is done for only resource sharing, for fulfilling the user's demand. Networking is the required for the library. We know that without networking, the now library cannot function. That has to be very, very, we have to keep in our mind. So almost all the Indian library networks play a major role in sharing the resources. What we call that the networking of libraries is the resource sharing model. We have to do for that. Why this in this model networking, resource sharing through networks, under unit 32 I will be covering preamble, object of the resource sharing, learners outcome, historical background, concept of the resource sharing, definition, types of library network, key points about the resource sharing, and the method towards network work operability, important aspects of the resource sharing, then resource sharing models, resource sharing network model, network infrastructure, type of resource sharing, key resource sharing of this, and then summary, recommendation, etc. So learner, resource sharing, what is the resource sharing? We should know that resource sharing through networks in a library refers to the practice of where the multiple libraries connect through a computer network to share their collection, allowing the user to access materials from other libraries beyond their local holdings, effectively and expanding available resources pool by collaborating and minimizing the duplication of materials through a system of interlibrary loans and also shared catalogs, all facilitated by technology like online databases and digital platforms. So the lecture aims to provide MLS learners with the comprehensive understanding of the resource sharing through networks. So friends, what are the objectives of the resource sharing? Learners, sharing of resources to add on library's own collection, cataloging interlibrary loan services, catalog production, collection development, and avoiding duplication in acquisition to the maximum event extent possible. So, because everybody has a budget constraint, we have to think about how within the constrained budget we can give maximize information. That is for the resource sharing. And if we found about the resource sharing through networks, so that means your accessibility has increased quite a range. So, to overcome the economy problems by assisting the member library in common activities such as the purchase, cataloging, process library materials, to assist the member libraries not only in selection of materials but sharing the efforts and expertise by encouraging cooperation among the libraries of programming or expand the library services. So improvement of the library facilities and services, bringing in standardization and cooperative in development in the library personnel. So academic economy, achieve the economy in this use of resources both in services, human material, and the facility is the sharing of materials among members or of the group. So we have to know that learner what will be your outcome. By the end of this course, you will be able to demonstrate knowledge of resource sharing concepts and their application in libraries. You can apply your critical thinking skill to analyze what kind of resource sharing model should be there and analyze the technologies required for that purpose. You should know the design and purpose of a resource sharing programs for a library or a network library. You can communicate effectively the importance and benefit of the resource sharing and the stakeholders. You can develop the commitment to the lifelong learning in the area of resource sharing. So this course will provide my students learner with a comprehensive understanding of the resource sharing through networks in a library perspective and enabling them to become effective professionals in the field. Learners, you know that any methods or anything you don't, why you should do it, why, what, how, when, where, this concept has to be clear. So that how, why, because you have to know what is the historical background, why you should do this resource sharing, who has done it, what kind of benefit they have done it or got it or not. That's what we should be hunting for that. So library resource sharing is not a new phenomenon before it knows to the library corporation. The term library cooperation has been confused with the resource sharing. Some people say that library cooperation is a completely different term. Should not be confused with the resource sharing. In the history, so if you tracked back in the 13th century, where cooperation is carried out between the, say, monastery of libraries, that says by the Karus 1975. So the effect of library of longest were started with the cooperative cataloging, in which the libraries with the other participating libraries enacted the use of their resources and services. The what call 1990 says that library cooperation traced as early or 2000 BC between the Alexandria Library and the Pergamon Library. That time itself, see, in the 2000 BC itself, it has started. So, historical in the past, cooperation among the libraries was restricted only to the books and journals, and it was known as a library cooperation. But when the field of cooperation became wide, including acquisition, processing, storage of documents, and sharing the expertise of the library professionals, of a new term was coined, that is called the resource sharing. What is that resource sharing of human resource sharing? We can see that if the National Library of Kolkata is want to resource sharing with the human resource sharing with the other national libraries in the world, they will know that what is the best practices they are doing and what is the best practices to be done here. And if they exchange, they also go from here, the people will learn, and if the people coming from that, they also will be learning. So that will be the exchange of human resources. One, the exchange of HRD resources increases, so our knowledge strength becomes very, very high. So that is the modus behind what he says, express that in a modern times cooperation is useful in activities like acquiring, selection of the classification, ordering, purchase of the books, etc. And according to the catalog of the source own collections. So it can be borrowing elsewhere or storing of the books present and future. So friends, international bodies, it's all not only in India, the international bodies like FID, Federation of International Documentation, IFLA, International Federation of Library Association, UNESCO took initiative and made the good efforts for this. And at, attempt was made by Paul Otlet and Henry LaFontaine in 1895 to form the Forum of FID for compiling a world Indian to publish information. You can imagine in the 1995 the people were thinking about this. So in this regard, UDC or Universal Decimal Classification comes as a tool for representing published information. The objective was to improve the availability of information. The IFLA started two programs in the field of library cooperation where UBC and UAP. In the same way, UNICEF began to providing processed information, science and technology to all. So, friends, the concept of resource sharing and definition. The resource sharing definition concept gives and take wherever need arise and some agreement. So in the field of libraries, the history of resource sharing, the term library is a include the each and every kind of the materials, functions and services which continue to the modern library system. So research sharing is the agreement amongst the participating libraries where each participant library is willing to share the resources to other members when the need arises. If we do not allow other users or library users of other libraries to access our resources, how we can expect that whenever I need any information from the other library, how I should get. So that kind of librarian should be very, very cooperative, and the resource sharing, the librarian's bond has to be very, very unique so that the resource sharing is a success. So as part, because then once you do the resource sharing, your user will become a global user. You are accessing the global information systems and getting the information to the global. So you are giving advantages of the users of using your global library. That is the USP for the librarian for doing the resource sharing. That has to be very, very clear, my friends. So concept of relationship, what the BA American Library of Association of Library Associations, ALA, according to ALA glossary of library and information science, a term covering the variety of the information, variety of organizations and activities. So engaged in the jointly by a group of libraries for the purposes of improving services and or cutting the cost. That is, the cutting cost is important for any of the libraries of this one. So this reason of sharing the many of the established abnormal and informal agreement by contract or maybe operate locally or regionally or internationally. So resources shared by these libraries collections, say by medical data, it can be a personal, what I already told, planning activities, etc. You can plan the different projects. If the one library has planned for got a good achievement, you can plan that activities. And then in simply terms, library cooperation or library resource sharing, in that when two or more libraries in existing and working jointly on an agreement to achieve their goal. Friends, types of library network. There are, say, several types of library network, including we have a regional network. The regional network, it can be network connect libraries within the specified geographical region. National network, these networks connect libraries across the country. It can be an international network. These networks connect libraries globally. Then consortial networks. These networks are formed by the libraries that come together to share resources and services. So key points about the resource sharing through network. Key points means what are the benefits, cost effective, important of this lecture. So cost benefit is the increased the access to information. User can access a wider range of materials, including specialized collections, regardless of where they are located. Then cost effective. Libraries can avoid purchasing duplicate items by sharing resources, saving money on acquisition. We can have improved research capabilities because if we join, the researchers can access a large pool of knowledge across different libraries. So researchers are mostly benefited out of this resource sharing. Enhanced user experience. We should streamline the access to material through a unified search interface. Network operability. So library networks. Libraries join together to form a network, often through a consortium or a cooperative agreement. Online catalog. Each library maintains a digital catalog that is accessible through the network, allowing users to search for items across multiple libraries. So interlibrary loan, when users request an item is not available at their local library. Why we are going for interlibrary loan? Because the resources are not available in my library. If is not available in my library, I should be able to get from the other library. So network facility is borrowing the item from another participating library. So if you are connected to the network, you can get it from this one. Then digital delivery. In many cases, materials can be delivered electronically, such as PDFs or online access to database. But friends, learners, you should know that the mass PDF distribution is not permissible, like mass Xerox materials is not permissible under the Copyright Act. So we have to be very, when you talk about the resource sharing network, you have to think about you should maintain your copyright laws. We should not, by trying to help the people, we should not violate the other laws. The countries and people law, the government of India protects by the Copyright Act. So we should not violate that Copyright Act. We have to think, friends, we should not do that kind of things. So what are the important aspects of resource sharing norms? Standards and protocols. To ensure smooth operation, libraries within a network must adhere to common standards for cataloging data, exchange, and loan process. So that kind of things to be done. Access control. Mechanisms are in place to manage user access and borrowing privileges within the network. Collaboration and communication. Not only the collaboration comes with the communication, good communication, good collaboration. Good collaboration, good communication. So effective communication and collaboration among participating libraries and crucial for successful resource sharing. We can define different examples of resource sharing networks. OCLC, World Share, a large number of international networks allowing users, libraries to share cataloging data and facilitate to interlibrary loan. It allows you the cooperative cataloging, because how you can do that if you are doing the Mark 21 format and if you are being used JET 39.50 protocol, so you can download the data those from the OCLC. So you can avoid the duplicate of your duplicate cataloging. You can only use your accession number in your database. So that is the advantage part of the cataloging systems. So what is the state or regional library? The state of network established within the geographical or connect libraries within that region. Consortium-based networks. It should be groups of academic libraries or specialized libraries collaborating to share resources. Examples of resource sharing is that online computer library centers, we've already said that OCLC, research libraries and information network, RLIN, and the Washington library networking. These are based on the major areas of technology, namely creation of bibliographical databases in machine data format and storage and telecommunication medium and transmission. There are different examples, friends. Resource sharing also, UK is also there. The best example is that Birmingham Library Cooperative Maintenance Projects in Birmingham, having 13 million bibliographic records of books, serials, music, etc. In this database and its catalogs get a hit rate of above 90% with the major exchange. Then, friends, we have a in India, huge number of databases where their cooperation was there. NISART it started in 1986. You had started with the CalibNet in Calcutta, DelNet in Delhi in 1988. DelNet is still inactive, and other networks subsequently monitored by the University Grant Commission in 1991. That is INFLIBNET. So the INFLIBNET is existing and is giving you the INFLIBNET has taken an extensive work, and all of you know that Honorable Prime Minister this year has introduced the ONS on a one nation, one subscription, which is giving the resource sharing more active to the user, because through resource sharing, if we have a one nation, one subscription, the what is the you should be really thankful to the cabinet as well as the Honorable Prime Minister, because of introducing this on ONS. This ONS has made the resource sharing is accessible to every citizen of India. So that is every citizen in the country can get the access to the INFLIBNET Center. So friends, the example of the resource sharing network, I've told you that we are really grateful to the Honorable Prime Minister for more nowadays. I've already spoken because they have entrusted the INFLIBNET to give the access to the user resource sharing. So this resource sharing has gone a huge number. It's gone to the really data to the user individual was DTH, direct to home. That's what we had a concept in the 1999 86, and that concept is realized at present. So friends, the no efforts have been made by the network, public network, public libraries network is not yet to be developed. So however, consider that Delnet, Adinet, Bonet, Malibnet, Punet is already there. Delnet is doing very well. It has also offices in different places. So Delnet is really in the resource sharing network in the country is working very, very hard. Whatever books, if you do not have, if you have a Delnet subscription, and you will get the access to the Delnet. So Delnet has given a huge impact in the society for this resource sharing of the network. The physical books they have been sharing with this one. So resource sharing of technology. So we can have a resource sharing. The different university have got a different technology they are using it. We can access of their technology. We can do that. Resource sharing through networking, library tools and technology. It can participate in where libraries leverage computer network to share their collection data services. And then resource sharing model. We have a different resource sharing model. It can be a cooperative model, it can be a reciprocal model, it can be a document delivery model, or it can be an interlibrary loan model. The cooperative model, this model involves libraries lending materials to each other. Reciprocal model, this model involves libraries allowing patrons to borrow materials from other libraries. Document delivery model, it is a model involves the libraries programming cooperatives. So interlibrary loan model, I've already talked about it. The resource sharing network model, the resource sharing model and then resource sharing network model. A resource sharing network model typically refers to the system where multiple entities like organizations or individual connect through a network to share access to the resources like data, hardware, software or services, and aiming to optimize utilization, reducing the cost and enhance the collaboration by pooling their collection capabilities. Essentially, it's a collaborative platform where everyone can benefit from this. So key components of the participating is that these are the individual organizations who can do this one. Then resource pool, this is a resource pool, hardware pool, resource pool collection of the shared resources, hardware pool, servers, storage device, cloud computing are there, software applications, the collaborative software, if we use the Koha software, it is a collaborative development, platforms, tools, databases, data sets, information repositories, then services, access to the specialized expertise, technical support, because I may have a good experienced person of the deep space, I may have a good experience of the Koha, so they can exchange their ideas doing this kind of things. So communication is the backbone. We can think that network infrastructure, communication is the backbone. Resource management systems, resource discovery, all these things has to be then access control. You should have a managing permission, authorization of the access. Resource allocation, we should have a resource allocation, distribution resources effectively. It has to be a monitoring systems and reporting, taking discourse. Types of resource sharing networks, it can be a library consortia. The library consortia, you also know that are different consortia. I will discuss in another module in the library consortia. They will discuss in details. Then cloud computing platform, multiple user cloud computing. We have already discussed in another unit in the cloud computing and varieties. Then resource network, scientists and researchers within the field, peer-to-peer network. The types of resource network is the library, cloud computing, peer-to-peer network. What are the benefits of the resource sharing? It is a cost reduction. By sharing the resource organizing, you can avoid the redundant investment and optimize utilization, leading to the cost saving, improved efficiency, access to wider resource pool, enhances the productivity and allows users to quickly find and information tools they need, enhanced the collaboration, facilities knowledge sharing, collaboration between the different entities. What the means? Increased access to information. We have to see that access. User can access different information of these things. Cost effectiveness. Improve the user experience. Scalability. Cloud-based network can easily scale up. Challenges in the resource sharing network. Security, because protecting sensitive data and ensuring proper access control. Compatibility issues, managing different formats, standards across devices. Governance and policy, establishing clear rules and guidelines. So friends, the library tools, resource sharing examples, integrated library systems, resource discovery tools, platform that allows user to search multiple library catalog, digital library platform, online platform for hosting and accessing digital content, enabling sharing of ebooks and other materials, network catalogs, online catalogs. So key aspects of interlibrary loan, online catalog, consortium agreement, digital resource sharing. And friends, what have I already? Challenges and what opportunities? Copyright issues. We should know that whatever we resource share, library must navigate complex copyright laws when sharing the resources. Technical infrastructure. Libraries must have the necessary technical infrastructure for this. Library should do the cost saving purpose. Increase the access. So I would like to summarize that sharing the resources through vital assets, the topics of the discussed various types of library network. It also highlighted the challenges and opportunities. So I conclude that resource sharing among networks is essential for the libraries to remain relevant in the digital age. By leveraging technology and collaborating with other libraries, libraries can provide patrons with access to the information. So, however, the library must be also address the challenges associated with this. So, friends, summary. I would say the suggestions: develop a national library network or develop a public library network, implement a standardized resource sharing protocol. And then we should provide a training and support. We should evaluate and improve the services. So develop a so friends, so what are the recommendation? Conduct need assessment, develop a resource sharing policy, establish a partnership, and explore new technologies. We are hoping that this SwayamPrabha course has provided you with a solid foundations. Friends, I am thank you for watching of these things, and now a few short questions which are MCQs, and also the short questions are given in the list, because this will allow you to try to do the exercise so that you can achieve in an exam good and also in the competitive exam. So you can go through this one questions and exercises. And friends, I have also conducted with this one, studied so many references and bibliography which I've given. We have taken from that one, and this thanks you all. Namaskar.